Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Kevin Conway, professional race car driver and founder of a company called Phoozy, Phoozy. Thanks for joining us again, Kevin.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Well, for folks who aren't familiar, missed our earlier chats with you, tell us some background about Phoozy, what it's all about.
Sure. So we created Phoozy from our need to have something to protect our phones while we were outside, whether it be on the boat, if we're enjoying a day on the lake or hanging out by the pool. Your phones overheat very quickly when they're in the sun and you still want to have access to them. There was not a good solution on the market, and we created the world's first thermal capsule primarily for smartphones to protect them from overheating in the sun, to also extend the battery life and insulate them while you're using the phone in cold conditions or if you're skiing and things like that where your battery can die very quickly. And then we also wanted it to be able to provide military-grade drop protection, which we did. And the Phoozy thermal capsules also float if you happen to drop them in water. There's nothing worse than having an expensive phone and having a great waterproof case on it and dropping it and watching it sink down to the bottom, not be able to recover your device. So we wanted to address those challenges, and we were able to do that 2 years ago when we launched the very first thermal capsule. Now we have an entire line of thermal capsules that are available in retailers around the world, including REI, Best Buy, retailers like that.
And what you've introduced now are the first thermal capsules for iPads, tablets, and MacBooks.
Yes, it's one of the things that we heard from our customers was the desire to have a thermal capsule for their tablet. You know, people are starting to integrate tablets and even their laptops into more of their adventures per se, or at times where you wouldn't think to traditionally bring a tablet to the beach or to a camping trip or wherever it might take you out on the boat, etc. They wanted that same protection to help prevent the devices from overheating while extending battery life in the cold, and knowing that their devices are protected from drops and water, which was very important. So it's an exciting addition to the lineup of our products, and it's something that's been very, very much requested from our customer base.
Really important, I guess, in the summer months for people. They may not even realize carrying around some of their devices, maybe leaving it on the dashboard in the summer could be disastrous. Right?
Absolutely. I think one of the challenges is sometimes people have seen that overheated screen where it says your phone needs to cool down or your tablet needs to cool down before you use it, but damage starts occurring to the long-term battery life, before you start to see that warning. So extreme heat, any temperatures above 95 degrees, which your devices can hit those temperatures very quickly, even on a day that may only be 70 or 75 degrees in ambient temperature. With the sun beating down on your device, it can overheat very, very quickly. And what it starts to do is decrease the overall battery life. Lithium-ion batteries do not like heat, and they certainly do not like cold.
So, how much protection do you actually provide for these devices when they're in the capsule?
Sure. So one of the things that we say is that we help keep your device as cool or as warm and insulated from the cold as science allows. When you have certain elements of physics that you just can't overcome that, we extend the operating temperature, operating time, I should say, that your device will maintain its operating temperature significantly longer. It's hard to put a definitive amount of time. It's kind of like saying how long will a cooler keep my drinks cold. And sometimes if you put ice in a cooler, it can last 2 or 3 days. And other times, if the cooler is hot and you only have a very small amount of ice, it's not going to keep your drinks cool near as long. So when you start getting into thermodynamics and you start getting into the physics, it can be very complicated. But traditionally, you're seeing, compared to using a Phoozy versus not in the simplest form, you're going to see an increase in time, depends, on the temperature and stuff like that, of 2 to 3, 4 times difference in maintaining that standby time before your device starts to get too cold, where the battery is going to die very quickly or die prematurely, or the device will start to overheat. And again, there's so many variables. It's hard to say, what is the starting temperature of the device? Where is it placed in direct sunlight? Is it just an ambient heat? There's a lot of variables, but again, in the simplest way of thinking about it, it's about 3 to 4 times longer than not using a Phoozy.
Well, how has your professional race car driving come into play here? We should tell people that you were actually a NASCAR Rookie of the Year. So tell us how your experience has come into play in designing this protection.
Sure. So in motorsports, the thermal management and managing heat and managing those temperatures are a vital part of everything that our engineers work on, from engine performance to driver comfort in the cockpit, maintaining trying to reduce some of the heat in the cockpit. Inside the cars during a race, it can reach over 130 to 140 degrees. It can be very, very hot. And so thermal management is a big part of what we do. So when we came to with the concept of designing the Phoozy, we worked with some different aerospace engineers and even some of the motorsport engineers that I have relationships with over the years. And some prototypes were developed utilizing materials that were originally developed by NASA for the space program to put into the spacesuits to help protect the astronauts from extreme heat and extreme cold. And we were able to adapt some of those materials and create our own patented materials to develop the Phoozy, and that's why we say that we're protected by rocket science. So we had actually real rocket scientists help us in the design and development of the Phoozy thermal capsules across the entire line.
Where does pricing start and where can people find these?
So our Apollo series thermal capsule for your smartphone starts at $29.99. They go, and then we have a new Apollo 2 series that's coming out. The XP3, which is our flagship version, which has a lot of features, an internal wallet and things like that. That's $49.99, and then the iPad tablet capsules start at $59.99, and the MacBook laptop capsules start at $69.99. They're available at Amazon.com and Phoozy.com right now, and more retailers to come. A lot of you will find the phone products, both the Apollo series and the XP3 series, in retailers like REI, Best Buy, Home Depot, AFES, and hundreds of local ski shops, outdoor shops, surf shops, things like that. But you can always find us at Phoozy.com, PHOOZY.com, and Amazon as well.
Any thoughts about what's next for Phoozy? Where you want to take it?
Yeah, we are very excited
Am
about
I going to wear a Phoozy?
Yeah, that's one of the things that we actually have been approached by some large apparel manufacturers about integrating our technology. So who knows where it can go, but we are excited about the products that we have coming out. Obviously, the tablet and laptop capsules are something that we're very excited about, and getting that kicked off this week. So, stay tuned. I can say that there's a lot more to come, but it's exciting to be able to have this technology and provide a solution to a problem that millions of people have faced at some time or another.
Terrific. And for more, folks can go to Phoozy.com. It's PHOOZY.com. Kevin Conway, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Now this. Innovation. Hi, I'm Fred Fishkin, and I've been covering consumer technology for a long time, and it takes a lot to impress me. That's why I'm excited to tell you about the latest way to enjoy cooking in the great outdoors from my friend Patrick Sherwin and his great team at GoSun Stove. What if you could harness the sun to cook your meals anywhere you go, day or night? The GoSun Fusion arrives this summer using the company's tried and true reflectors and a solar vacuum tube to get you cooking without the mess of charcoal, heavy propane tanks, or smoke. And with an optional solar panel and battery storage, and the ability to plug in at home or on the road, you really can use the GoSun Fusion to cook anytime and anywhere. Want to learn more? Head to gosun.co and use the code TEXTINATION to save 10%. That's gosun.co.